lectures and try to apply a lot of the Young Living solutions
Yeah,
to
yeah.
myself
Oh, you're a great resource then.
and offered them to other people as well. The Progessence Plus, it's sort of a blend. It's not a straight oil. That seems to do wonders for people's balance in terms of affecting the pituitary,
Okay, so
which if
let's
you're
go slow because I'm going to formulate some of the panels while we're talking, and we really want to maybe
okay.
give people a level of detail on this that is, something that they can take notes on. So we'll do it slowly. How long are you currently? Do you work as a biofeedback practitioner or a nutritionist?
No, I really work as an energy worker, and
Cool, cool.
I am a clinical aromatherapist as well.
Oh,
So,
that's cool.
I've been working with the Young Living oils for a long time. I guess 10 years now. I'm not sure.
It can
But
easy to
I
lose track.
really love them. So they're my first love, and it's nice that they fit into the quantum also.
Yeah. And, Mary Lee, I'm so glad you and I got the chance to connect at the Sedona conference. So it was really nice to get to meet you in person. And did
And
you get to,
I think I got to meet Pam as well. I
so
think Pam was
that was exactly, that was going to be my next question. So,
yes.
all right. And I did mute Thea just for a little bit. You guys, I'll bring you back soon. Um, just in case you were trying to say hi to you. So, all right. So then let's talk a little bit about some of these remedies. The first one, did you say progestins was the first one, or you said something else, right?
Yeah, Progessence Plus. It's not a straight oil. It's got a lot of frankincense in it. I can't even remember right now because I didn't look at these things before the webinar. But it's a very powerful thing, and depending on how out of balance you are hormonally, you can use it twice a day. For people in menopause, for instance, like myself, I would only use it every other day because I don't want to precipitate anything.
Oh, you mean
Another
like it
thing,
would actually bring back a menstrual cycle?
well, I bring back hot flashes. So I guess, yeah, to some extent. I mean, you would understand that better than I do in
Oh,
terms
yeah,
of how.
that's okay. Well, what else isn't there a little bit of progesterone cream in there?
Um, that is a separate product. It's called prenolone cream.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that there is actually progesterone. There is progesterone in Progessence Plus.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but prenolone cream is another thing that I put in my list for you, and that is I've been having Achilles tendon problems myself for 8 years, and I used to work with a wonderful Chinese medicine person who is not in practice anymore. And when this first happened, like 15 years ago, I had Achilles tendon things. He was trying all kinds of Chinese medicine herbs on me, remedies, and they weren't working. And finally, he went back to really old texts. And what he found there that it was connected with female hormones and menopause. So I remembered that about a month ago, and I thought, all right, well, let me go to the Young Living stuff that I know. And I started with daily estro tincture, which is it's a tincture,
Is
but
that
it's got
currently,
oils
does
in it.
Young Living still does that one?
Oh yes, I'm pretty sure. I've just ordered more of it.
So
And then I'm also
what is
putting,
in that one, like black cohosh or?
I don't have that in front of me.
Okay,
But
no problem. Well, we have a book
you've
to look
got a
at, no
reference
problem.
book,
Yeah,
all the ingredients are listed in the
yeah,
reference books. And then the other one I'm putting right on, I'm using balsam fir, which is like cortisol, so that's not really hormonal, but
no, that is
it's
hormonal. That's really important to talk about. Balsam
okay.
fir.
Well,
Okay, let's get that in
balsam
there. No,
fir
balsam
is
fir.
absolutely
That
key.
is actually the golden ticket to working with menopause or any type of hormonal
Mhm.
imbalance is to work the adrenals, balance the adrenals, give the adrenal support.
Uh-huh.
That's where all the wisdom
Well,
is. So you're
that's
smart.
I'm putting that directly on the tendon, and then I'm also putting directly on the tendon prenolone. And with using those three things, I've noticed incredible improvement in just
Really?
that. So
Oh, that is
this
so
is from
cool. Oh, that's great.
yeah, somebody already in menopause, basically, and with a very stubborn problem. So it really is amazing. I mean, I went on a hike, and that's really what turned the corner. 2 hour hike, and my ankle was just inflamed out to kazoo. It's like a 1 inch inflammation. So I thought I got to do something about this, and
That's
that was several weeks
Oh,
ago.
Mary Lee, that's very helpful. And it says estro tincture is designed for women who are estrogen deficient. Numerous studies have researched the benefits of black cohosh for relieving PMS symptoms without the side effects associated with synthetic estrogen. The German Commission E recommends black cohosh for premenstrual discomfort and ailments associated with menopause. Estro is comforting for cramping and irregular bleeding. And Femigen, I don't know if they're still making Femigen.
I don't think so, but I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you're probably
I
right.
haven't seen.
So we've
The
got
other big one,
hmm?
yeah. The other big one for the adrenals and thyroid is thyromin,
Thyromin.
which is
Okay, yeah.
it's a supplement in capsules. And you take astronomical amounts of that. You really need somebody to do kinesiology for your dosage because what's on the bottle is not correct. What's on it? Yeah, it's
Oh, so sometimes people need like 4 or 6 or more a
or
day.
exactly, exactly. So that would be something their practitioner or they should figure out for themselves. And I don't remember whether it's taking it in the morning affects the adrenals or at night, but one either AM or PM affects adrenals or thyroid, one or the other. So
Well, for sure, taking thyroid is active. That's why people have to take their thyroid medication in the morning. So I would suspect that taking it at night would not be a wise thing.
well, I'm not sure. I can't believe it would affect the adrenals at night. You think?
Well, no, I would just think that taking thyromin would have to be taken in the morning because that's in natural rhythm with the body's natural
It actually does
processes.
not. I mean, if you look at the ingredients, it doesn't have thyroid in it, so I'm not sure how it works. Maybe you could.
But if it supports the thyroid, then you
Yeah,
are basically in the same rhythm of that thyroid activity. It's okay. So
yeah,
then you said a couple of other things here that you also mentioned the dragon time, all right?
yeah. That works great for people with cramping, associated with periods and stuff. And that's my experience. Now, maybe Pam has used it in other circumstances. I don't
Sure,
know.
sure. There's a lot of we'll get to Pam. We'll find out from
Okay.
her what her experience is.
Uh,
Um,
the end of the Endoflex is also huge, and
yeah.
that's kind of like a much milder sort of hormonal thing. I mean, that's not if you've got a burning issue,
Mhm.
but you want to just keep things under control.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like in Chinese medicine, they recommend that people take, for example, Dan Quai all the time. It's also called Angelica sinensis,
Hmm.
which is like you take that every single day of your life because it's such a good tonifier for the
I think
hormones.
might be Endoflex because my Chinese medicine guy used to tell me to keep on using the Endoflex, and
Oh, okay.
I use that really on the points inside and outside the ankle.
Hmm.
I just put it on morning and night.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And a lot of people, when I talk to people who are in Young Living, it seems like they go bananas when you mention either Endoflex or Juvaflex are the two that are sort of like these
Mhm.
really, really big globally, very, very helpful oils.
And Juba Cleanse too, which
And
is
JuvaCleanse,
just
right? Okay. And that's one that Annette mentioned. We'll get to Annette as well. Um, okay. So, would you use Juvaflex here? Because is Juvaflex more for the liver?
it is more for the liver, but I've also kind of seen that people with hormone issues use it, so maybe there's a connection between the
Oh,
liver and
absolutely. And that's one thing I was going to talk about today is that the liver is that linchpin that is all about hormonal balance because your liver is constantly trying to modulate those hormonal levels. And so anything you can do to really help the liver in this case is really helpful. And we all, I'd say that after 10 years in practice, I can't emphasize enough. Anything that you can employ to balance the liver today is so important, and not the least of which is for its ability to break down harmful estrogens and to just help you in general, to help your hair, to help your metabolism, to help you metabolize fats. It's just super, super important. So, are you still there, Mary Lee?
I'm still there. I'm thinking
Okay.
about whether Juba Power is a good thing then too, because that's a powder you put in green drinks or just any juice,
Juva
and that's
Power.
Juba. Hmm.
Okay, and what is it? It's like a chlorella or a spirulina?
No, I don't think it is. There again, I don't have it in front of me. But
Don't
it's
you,
something you
Mary Lee, you don't have all of these memorized? I can't believe it.
they're all in the kitchen cabinet. I'm not in there.
You know what? Who has them all memorized is Casey Conrad. She's hilarious. She can quote
No,
them
I just don't bother because again,
line
I
and
don't have
verse.
any licensing. So I'll run these things for people and then let them make their own decisions, right?
Oh, of course. That's totally fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm just, I wouldn't have them all memorized either.
Okay, well,
So,
there's another one you should ask Casey
yeah,
about.
yeah, sure.
Juva
Yeah.
spice. Juva spice, which you can put
Juva
on top
spice.
of
Okay.
anything.
Is the
You can put on
Juva, is the
eggs.
Juva prefix all about telling us
Liver.
that it's for the liver?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, one of the four would hit probably every person taking the panel.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic. All right. And did we miss anything that you mentioned?
I don't think so. You got Flex in there. You got Dragon Time, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, that's really interesting that both you and Thea had this interesting experience of balancing either thyroid or hormone and having something structural, like having something musculoskeletal, basically
Oh,
get
yeah,
better from doing that.
absolutely. There's one more I do see, and that's Lady Sclerescence, and I probably haven't spelled it right, but that's a blend,
And
an oil blend.
you know what the gist of that one is, or again?
No, I don't
Okay.
use that too much. I know that
Hmm.
people use it for perfumes, and I've done that too, but it's
Hmm.
not as much of my routine
Gotcha. Okay.
or routine I think about.
Boy, none of these are very easy to spell. Okay, so fantastic. Mary Lee, thank you so much. That's really juicy, fantastic information. I really appreciate it. Oops, did we lose you?
Nope, nope. I
Okay.
think that I think I've told you what I can right now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. All right. Well, let me know if you have another comment or something like that. Let me know and we'll bring you back on, okay?
Okay.
All right. Oh, that was super. That was super. Okay, let's switch over to Gertie if we can get some sound for Gertie. And Gertie, you'll have to unmute on your side if you're able to. If not, then oh, there you go.
Yes. Hello?
Hey, Gertie, how the heck are you?
Hello? Well, I am good.
Okay, well, you may need to turn down your volume a little bit or something. Did that help?
I have turned down my volume. Does that help?
You can still hear me. Let me just keep checking. Sound check, sound check, sound check.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
I can
still
hear
hear me.
you.
Yeah, you can still hear me echoed, so it's going to be hard for people. I wonder what's going on there. Do you have two speakers or something?
No, I'm just on my iPad. Let me turn it down a little more. Is that any better?
Check, 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 check. A little bit.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear myself in echo though. Okay, well,
Okay.
you know what? I won't talk too much. Let me first have you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, and then help us to complete any missing spots that we missed here in our panel.
Okay. Yeah, I use a lot of these same ones that she was using. I became a master herbalist 10 years ago and just used it to overcome cancer 3 different times using natural remedies. And God kind of led me to just help other people because, He saved my life. So I didn't do surgery, I didn't do chemo, and I didn't do radiation. So as for balancing hormones, one thing I didn't see that was listed is lavender. I use lavender for cramping and for lower back pain. We use peppermint on the ankles for hot flashes
Oh, what a great idea. That's brilliant.
and on the back of the neck. Ylang Ylang is used if they need to have more libido.
What kind of dog do you have?
Sorry, a Sheltie.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Really sweet. Okay. All right.
Let's see, and I think for the most part, I use most of those other ones she mentioned. I'm really big on that progestins. That helps you to sleep better at night.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I learned was that progesterone in most people is off on the 18th day is when the baby the female organs are being formed in the womb. And if that mother encounters any kind of pesticides or insecticides and herbicides, then that throws those progesterones off. and that person, when they're born, will not have a balanced progesterone in the body.
Oh my gosh, doesn't that explain so much of what's happened to people over the last 25 to 50 years?
Yep.
Oh, geez. So let's say it again. When the person is in utero, if the mother is exposed to pesticides, then what happens?
On day 18 of the pregnancy.
Oh, wow. Then the child will never have the right, really be able to naturally strike the right hormonal balance.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's really powerful.
I think it was Dr. John Lee is who said that.
Oh, that's interesting. And John Lee is an expert in hormones. It's a brilliant observation or finding on his part. So, Gertie, I have a question for you. Can you tell us, and we'll maybe break from this panel for a minute, what is the technique that you use on a regular basis to sort of check in, to get like a preventative check, sort of on what's going on with yourself hormonally?
Well, I just do the basic panels on all the body systems, the Da Vinci panels, and do the body systems and the emotions and the risks. And then I look at the reproductive area to see if that number's in balance or not. And if it's out of balance, then I just go to the hormonal panel to see what's going on there. I'm not sure if that's enough detail, what you're asking.
Well, do you go to hormones and you see which hormones are out of balance specifically?
Yes, right.
Okay. Don't you do a personal, like you do a C-word check on yourself to see if there's anything emerging or in your energy field?
C-word, what does C-word mean? Oh,
Cancer, yeah.
are you referring? Okay, I think I know what you're referring to.
Don't you
So
do
I did have breast cancer twice, and
Right.
so I do check on myself regular to make sure that frequency is in balance.
So tell us a little bit about how you go about that, and maybe we'll just put a neutral person on here for
Okay.
the purposes
Well,
of going through it.
on
Let me just scoot out of
bodies,
Thea's for a second. Wait, let me just get like a neutral party in here, just so nobody gets a freak out. Okay, go ahead. Go for it.
I go into the body systems and the reproductive.
Okay, let's get to there. Body systems and reproductive.
And then from the reproductive, I check for, I go into cancer in breast.
Oh, and so you specifically, not even you do it like
That's the cross analysis. That's cross analysis.
Okay, reproductive, good. I mean, it's not necessarily coming up here, but let's just do the process here. So you'll go to cancer, and then breast, and then you'll do the cross analysis. Is that right?
Correct.
Now, I don't want anybody to freak out if a number comes up for them, because I want you to listen very, very carefully to how Gertie sort of considers it, and then what she does about it. So from what I understand, what you've told me, you sort of consider this to be a way for you to check to see if it's back in the energy field, like in the etheric field.
Correct.
Okay, so now if this would come up to be a number, say 9,000 is sort of borderline, if it came out to be this number or above, so now what do you do next?
Well, I would go into the hormonal panel to see what my progesterone is doing, to see if I have estrogen dominance or not, to see if I have the xenoestrogens, if I've gotten a bunch of bad, estrogens going on. And so I take Premier Labs product, the Xenostat for bad estrogens, and a couple other products for the breast. There's a.
Do you take DIM on a regular basis, the diindol methane?
Right, and the calcium glucinate. They're all in one product I have.
What's that product? You got to just tell us what that product is.
I believe it's called Breast Guard.
Oh, that's a cool one. Okay, you should tell us what company it is. I use one from Pure Encapsulations called DIM Detox. That has a lot of really great milk thistle and other really cool stuff in there.
But I'm amazed at how much my numbers will change if I just do an Epsom salt, baking soda, lavender bath.
Okay, hang on. Hold the phone there. It's Epsom salt, baking soda, and lavender. And what parts and what
And
amounts do you use?
sometimes I use juniper in there also,
Mm-hmm.
because juniper will help with detoxification.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do? What do you take? Tell us about the parts. You taking like a 1 cup of Epsom salt. What are you using there?
More like 2 cups of Epsom salts and 2 cups of baking
Two
soda,
cups of baking
and
soda. Okay.
probably and about 15 drops of lavender and about 15 drops of juniper oil.
That's fantastic. And you do a full bath or a foot soak?
Full bath in my
Wow.
jacuzzi tub, and I just sit in there and listen to praise music and sing
That's
along. And
that's beautiful. Well, people on here will really appreciate that. Um, so then when you're done and then the next day when you come back, or do you do it right away? Do you go back and do another cross analysis?
I would wait, because if I've already done some balancing, I want to make sure I give it some time to work. And I would probably wait 48 hours before I do another balancing.
And do you notice that those numbers will come down for a while, like maybe weeks at a time, and then they'll sort of gently creep up again?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
And when I'm
because
under a lot of stress, like my mom just passed away, when I'm under all that stress, I noticed that the numbers tend to try to creep up too. So I was careful, and I made sure I did balancing every day when I was under a lot of stress. And I took my baths every night.
that's amazing. I mean, but I think that that's a really good practice. It can be a little scary when you see the number creep up, but you have to remember that's biofeedback. So you're really getting like a preview of what's in your energy field, and then being able to take action on it. So I wanted to tell our
Right.
little group here so what you do is you notice that it's there, then you run the frequency to balance it, and then you also take action. Is there anything that you, in particular, when you look at, say, this hormonal assessment, is there anything that you look for in particular? Are you looking at those levels of progesterone and looking at the levels of estrogen?
Yeah, that's mainly what I'm looking at. I'll go into the toxic exposure panel, and I'll look at BPA as well,
Oh, that's a great idea.
because
Yeah.
that can be a source of the bad estrogens. So
Okay, we'll look at that in a
um,
second. Good. That's really cool. That's really awesome. Good stuff. Anything else that you want to share with people about practices or tools that you use for balancing hormones?
well, for myself, because I've had the breast cancer, what I do every day is I put a drop of frankincense on each breast. Then I'll put a couple drops of Lugol's iodine on each breast. And then I will put progesterone cream on each breast. And
That.
that's my ritual every morning. And then I put a drop of myrtle oil on my thyroid.
Oh, wow. Is that myrtle oil from Young Living?
Yes.
Oh, we talked about this last time, because I would never forget that word myrtle. And so you put one drop on your thyroid?
Right. Mm-hmm.
1 drop of frankincense on each breast, 1 drop of Lugol's iodine on each breast, and then some progesterone cream on each breast. Was that what you said?
Correct.
And then a
Right.
drop of
I
myrtle
use
oil.
Premier Labs progesterone cream, and so it's probably a half a teaspoon worth of progesterone
Sure.
cream.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's brilliant. That is, and I love the idea of putting it on the body, like the Lugol's iodine. I think it probably gets absorbed better and more locally. Gertie, I wanted to get
Well, it
your,
gets absorbed. I mean, it may be dark orange color, and I rub it on, and by the time I get the progesterone cream on there,
it's
the
already
orange is pretty much gone.
because
Yeah.
if I'm reading your mind, and what I've always thought is that the body is just going like, it's just like, oh my
Yes.
God, iodine, and it can finally, like, take it in. Is that your perspective as well?
Right. Right. Yep.
Yeah, no, I feel this. I feel the same way. Sometimes I've taken the iodine because I'm doing all types of different like experiments, and I'll just put on the palms of my hands, and I'll take a lot of it. Maybe I should only use the drop dosages like you do. And I'm just like curious, like, oh, if I put a dropper full in this hand, and then it's gone in hours. It's totally gone.
Yep.
And I think the need for iodine is so great, but the ability sometimes to get it into the body is complicated
Well, it
because
doesn't taste the best, so if
yeah,
you
it
do
doesn't.
a liquid
Yeah.
one.
Well, I want to ask you about have you ever heard that you can get a parasite in the uterus?
Well, I'm sure you can. I think you can get in Parasite anywhere.
Because sometimes I'm not sure if I have it on one of the Parasite. I think I do have it on the Parasite assessment. That's one I've been thinking about lately for women who have fibroids or who have excessive bloating and menopausal issues. What is your favorite go-to Parasite cleanser?
Um, I haven't found one that I have been super pleased with yet. I've done the diatomaceous earth
Oh, yeah, that's good.
protocol. I've done Young Living has a Parafree, I think is the name of it, and I've done 3 bottles in a row of that, and I still was showing some parasites after doing that. And so I have kind of started to add more HCl to my diet because I understand that parasites can't live in
Right.
something that's got enough HCl, so
Right.
to prevent any more from coming. But in our herbal classes, we learned about wormwood and clove
Of course, yeah.
and the normal ones there, black walnut hull. And I've tried that, but it seemed like the parasites would always come back. It seems like there's always at least some there. So I have, to be honest with you, I haven't come to a conclusion because I've tried different essential oils, and it seems like there's still some there even after going through a 6-week protocol. So
Yeah, they're tricky. They are so tricky, and they're able to really evade the immune system, and they're the trickiest. And sometimes they even cause us to forget that we need to get rid of them. They're acting sort of on a very intimate basis with us at times.
well, with the Lyme disease, you get a lot of parasites with Lyme disease, and so with that being synthetically made, I think they just mutate and change, and they just get used to something, and so you just have to really keep on top of it.
Let's talk about that. Are you saying that the Lyme is synthetically made?
I believe it is.
Okay. No, hey, that's totally cool. Here's the BPA, by the way, that bisphenol A. If you see that start to go up, that's a really good check. That's smart, because if you see this go up, then you want to get more of the DIM and the calcium deglucarate and some of the other things that help the estrogens to break down. So that you're a smart cookie there. Just so back to the Lyme. So if the Lyme is like a stealth parasite and it mutates, or you're seeing that people with Lyme, it's usually associated with them having really high parasitic other parasites.
Right.
No, that's fascinating. And you're sort of an expert in using Lyme for biofeedback, or at least I call you my resident expert because you have so much experience in this. What are some of your favorite things for Lyme these days?
Oh, I do a lot of different things, and I rotate them because the Lyme gets used to it, and then it's not effective anymore. So I use the Nutrimetics products, the Cumanda, Cemento, Panella.
Right.
I use ashwagandha. Keeping the immune system strong is a huge part of it.
Mm-hmm. We talked about that this morning.
So
good.
vitamin D is important for that. Let me think, what else do I do for the Lyme?
You know what's interesting about Nutrimetics is they have a couple of remedies that are specifically for the emotions. It might even be just, I see like an emotions tincture bottle or something. Do you ever use that, or do you consider that to be important in clearing up Lyme?
I have never used that. I usually go with whatever Nutrimetics product shows up with a low number.
Okay.
And so those are kind of the ones. I was having brain fog and unclear thinking and stuff, and so that Panella helped a lot because that cleans the nerves in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you get Lyme disease in the brain, then that's one supplement to really go to. The Clarity, I love Clarity Young Living blend because that really helped me. Like, I carry it in my purse all the time if I just all of a sudden get some brain fog. When you have Lyme disease, if you take in any chemicals, MSG, anything like that, you can get brain fog from it.
Yeah.
But that Clarity oil would just, I wouldn't even want to dry it. That's how bad I would get if I had something that chemically affected me. And so I would make sure I had the clarity, and just 1 or 2 drops on the back of my neck, and in 15, 20 seconds, my brain fog is gone.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's really, really, so clarity. There was something you mentioned right before that, after the nutrimetics, after the ashwagandha, but it sounded like it was your go-to thing for the immune system, and my brain sort of clipped
Oh,
off for a
vitamin
second.
D, vitamin D.
Okay, that's great. And what
But
form
I
are
take
you
I
using
take
them for your?
mushrooms. I just take a variety of supplements every day. But I do those things for Lyme. I do try to rotate them. So I'll take 2 or 3 each day in tincture form,
Mm-hmm.
and then rotate them so they're kind of knocking the Lyme out of balance by them not being the same every day.
Okay, that's really good. Yeah, you're reminding me there's actually, I have to go back and read some of the nutrimetics products because besides the Cemento and the ones that are typically used for Lyme, I think there are quite a number of antiparasitics in their product line.
There probably is, yeah.
Yeah. And look what just came up. I don't know, can you see the screen while we're talking?
Yes.
Look at that Lyme treatment, Cemento and serapeptase, which reminds me of penetrating the biofilm. And so often really to get that Cemento in to penetrate the Lyme using something that will break through the biofilm to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Yeah,
have
I use large doses of protease. Would that be similar?
yeah, very similar. They're both serapeptase is a form of protease.
Okay.
What kind of proteolytic enzyme?
I do transformation
Oh yeah,
protease.
transformations. Yeah, that's a really good one. Okay, that's cool. Well, you always have some good stuff. So this is juicy, and Mary Lee says Endoflex also has the myrtle oil in it. So by the way, back to Thea, this is definitely Endoflex and myrtle are probably great for you, Thea. I think you're already using them. I think the issue could be the biofilm with the parasites, says Mary Lee, exactly what, boy, synchronous to where we were just getting to, because I'm having some issues trying to get rid of them. So yeah, so definitely penetrating the biofilm is a big part of it. Those guys just hide under there and evade the immune system. So
Well, I see zeolites come up there for whoever you're looking at, and I
yeah,
do take zeolites. It's that accelerated cellular zeolite,
I like the natural
ACZ
cellular
zeolite.
defense, the NCP.
Yeah, and and then I also take spray colostrum from New Medica for the
What,
immune system.
so you spray it once a day or you rotate it?
I do it twice a day, about 6 sprays in the mouth, and just swish it around and swallow it.
Do
But
you
it's
get that
supposed
one
to really be helpful for healing a leaky gut and for boosting your immune system. So
No, for sure. I think the issue always with the colostrum is if it's coming from a source that you really trust and feel good about.
yeah.
Okay, Gertie, anything else that you want to mention about hormones or Lyme or anything else? Do you have any other little secret practices you want to share with us? Nope, that's it. Okay.
Oh, I can't think of anything else.
Well, that was phenomenal. And we may, if you have anything else that comes to mind, just feel free to just just shout out something in the chat box, or otherwise let me know, and
Okay.
we'll go from there. But good job so far. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All
Have a
right,
good night.
all right, all right. Hang in there, hang on there. And Gertie is awesome. I mean, we have really great people on the line today. You guys are really the cream of the crop, really, really great practitioners. And I want to jump back to Thea and see, Pam, what ideas that you have. And Annette's been writing us about sclerescence. So let me just unmute Thea and Pam here. Are you ladies there?
Yes.
So what thoughts did you ladies have about what Mary Lee and Gertie had to say?
It's really great. Thank you so much. It was some really great. The Epsom salt and the baking soda, I've done that in like smaller quantities.
Mm-hmm.
And also, but that's great with the juniper and the lavender. And also, while you're doing that, you can run Detox Assist or Toxin Eliminator on the QI at the same time. And so that really helps, move that along.
So detox assist or toxin eliminator is in the cross analysis, right?
Yes.
Oh, that is so cool. Let's see if we can actually play with that a little bit. Do you ever do a foot bath with the Epsom salt and baking soda, Pam?
Yeah, because I don't really have a bathtub now, so that's the
Oh, you
only.
don't have a bathtub in the condo that you're living at?
No, we don't. So that's a bummer, but when I go to my mom's,
You can use ours.
okay, thank you.
But you know what? But the reason I was asking is because I do prefer I mean, you're going to get a lot through the feet anyway. You're not going to get that full body soak, but because I just being busy and everything, and then I'm running here, and then by the time I get back, the thought of just like filling up the bath and getting in the bath, I don't know, like the foot soak is just so much easier, you know?
Yes, that's true. And also, our friend Sharon told us too. She got like Epsom salt and probably in with the baking soda, and you can wrap the downloads, the hands and the feet, with that.
That's a good idea. The downloads or the hands and the feet, yeah.
If to do that. And also with your class with the castor oil packs, and you just said to rub it on before the shower, that has really made a huge difference. And I can put orange oil on the castor oil because that helps emulsify the fat in the liver. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll put it on the outside too.
Yeah, what you can do is, you can put the orange oil on first and then the castor oil on second, because the castor oil has that pushing effect of pushing things in, of movement.
Um,
I do that.
yeah, and so I do that, and plus eliminating a lot of the oils just so your liver can clean itself. So I try to think on those, and also I've been like checking like the liver on the Meridian program or on the wrist panel. I check also the virus load, like the Lyme or the Epstein-Barr, and a couple of the virus loads, and see if like they like are hiding inside the organs.
Okay, hold it right there. Don't go any further. I want you to slowly go through this process with us. This is really, really important. So say that again, what you're doing.
I go into the Meridian program.
Okay, let's do it together. Actually, let's go into which one do you do it more commonly on, or which one do you find to be more powerful?
I kind of just like just investigate on all different ones, but the Meridian program is really great because it has the spleen.
Yeah.
And the liver. So those are other sites that things, even viruses, can hide out. And Epstein-Barr is another one that kind of hides out after mono.
Yeah. Let's get into that. So first, let's scan our meridians, because let's take people through a step-by-step process of how to do this.
Okay.
This is brilliant, and you guys, I'm really glad you're all here, because Pam has really been focusing on this idea of infections being lodged in particular places. And there's a really important coalescence of location of infection. So you want to get the organ, you want to get the name of the infection, and then the third part is the emotion. And we may not talk about that for the moment. But let's go. So what's your next step here of finding out what is actually in there? What is the infection that's in there? So what do you do next?
Even though sometimes it doesn't come up on, like, liver is not out of balance at this time.
Sure.
Compared to the others. But I'll even cross analysis because sometimes they hide. I can find it. So I put liver. I tap on for cross analysis.
Oh, let me do it. There you go. Okay.
Or you could do it with spleen also, depending on where they tend to hide. And then the liver, I would type in Epstein-Barr or the EBV.
Oh, cool. All right, so let's just do Epstein-Barr virus, and let's see if there's a match here. Cool. This is really, really great stuff, Pam. I love it. Such good.
And I think of with the nerves and everything, because that will come up a lot, and maybe you don't have the blisters or anything, but I just think that's another one that's kind of like pops up, like when you get the fever blisters, when there's a lot of stress. So that would be a big hormone thing. And also,
what are you talking about? But what are you talking about? Which infection are you talking about? Cytomegalovirus?
Like when shingles, if they've gained the pain.
Yeah.
Kind of like
So
neuropathy
shingles
can.
is the varicella, right? Varicella zoster.
Hmm.
So okay, so this would be a positive really at 1629. It's enough to let us know it's positive. So we would balance it. Then what would you do if this was your client? What would you be doing or testing for next here?
Um, I would also try the EBV. Did you try both of them? I couldn't see if
No,
you
no,
put
no.
them both.
Let's go ahead. I just did Epstein-Barr.
It's
So it
kind
would
of different from the EBV to the Epstein-Barr, and so I thought that was, so I just check them.
So do you check them both simultaneously, or do you go back and exit out and just do one at a time?
I kind of do one at a time when
Okay,
those
yeah.
just to see
Okay.
which one kind of.
Oops. Okay, let me just get this. I'm doing it on a mini, so all right. So EBV. Okay, perfect. And whoops, how come it's not cooperating here? I have to choose it. There we go. Yeah, I know this program. Okay, there we go. All right, so we got the EBV, which really is Epstein-Barr virus, but you like to sort of cross-check and just see how things are going. So we sort of got a mild positive here as well on the, it's sort of a confirmatory. So we've got that, and now what do you do?
Okay, so on the liver, let me see. Sometimes, yeah, shingles is not as much like I find it in that area, but sometimes I just test it to see.
Well, let's test it now. So we'll tell us what you do.
So just type in shingles.
On the cross analysis for which one? For the spleen?
Yes.
Awesome. Shingles. All right, there we go. So what you're really testing for is the virus that's contained within the
Yes, and
shingles.
also in the body systems and the nervous system also with shingles. I looked
Mm.
at that.
Mm.
And
That's fascinating.
circulatory is a,
That's actually a positive. Hmm?
yeah, and the circulatory and body system, I find a lot of stuff happening. So I think of that as the quality of the blood in the river, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like the little transportation for the critters. So
Have you seen circulatory improve for anybody who's been doing the Beamer mat consistently?
yes, mine.
Oh,
And
tell us about that.
um yeah, it's not because circulatory would show up a lot on me. And I get the cold hands and feet. And right now I haven't because I've been traveling. I did not take my Beamer. And so, but definitely showed a difference in the temperature of my hands and feet. So,
Wow,
that's been good and just more energy.
that's fantastic. That's phenomenal. So if you had this particular body systems profile for a client, is there anything here that you would cross-check to either shingles or EBV? And are there any other infections that you're checking for on
Yeah.
a regular basis?
Yeah. On the immune is also, it could be Epstein-Barr, the Coxsackie. Coxsackie has a lot of hip pain. And definitely a hormone because that could be like a terrain. You could have Coxsackie
Mm-hmm.
affecting the hips and actually with type 1 diabetes.
Mm.
And they've linked that like, okay, maybe they have the Coxsackie out of balance. And then I think it's the flu or like the chicken pox or, the shingles, the herpes virus that can with an exposure to that, of course, if the kids are growing and they're having issues, like stress issues with that could be like a trigger for type 1. And also the flukes, we were talking about that earlier, but it could be like a liver or pancreas. I think flukes. And I don't know too much about, the flukes in it, but, I have what I've learned in your class. And so, and those really resonated with somebody, client that showed up with type 1 pretty recently. And they're actually having hip pain when the blood sugar would be out and like he would need more insulin, the hip would start hurting. And so that was kind of a thing that would happen before the blood sugar would start being insulin more resistant. And so that was really resonating. Hello?
Oops, I'm sorry. That was my fault. I was saying, do you use liver fluke or do you use something else?
Well, when I was, I think there's a pancreas fluke also that comes up, and there's a name, and I forgot. I'd have to like look at the list for it.
Oh, I don't see pancreas fluke in here. That's interesting. Do you think it's under, maybe it's
I
under
think there's another
parasites?
name. Yeah, it's like a big name, and it might have in the parentheses of the, pancreas.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'll just do a quick check through here and see what they've got here.
Yeah,
Oh,
lymphatic is the one
mhm.
that I use too.
What do you use?
The lymphatic is another big one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And you probably see that's probably going to change too with the regular use of the beamer. Okay, so I love this sort of combination of discussion of hormones, young living, but also getting some of the really juicy practitioner tips and tricks from some of our resident experts here.
Yeah, and hey, could you like anything for like liver, like helping with the liver, any essential, young living oils? That would be great. And
Okay, so yeah, let's just call out to the group. So you guys tell me what your favorite young living oils for the liver besides, of course, Juvaflex being the obvious one. So let's just get and then we'll talk with Annette. Certainly, how do you use clove oil typically, Pam, or do you use it at all? Because it's one of the highest antioxidant of all of the different oils.
I mean, clove, I've done that with the gums, and isn't clove and thieves? Yeah.
You
So
know,
I
that's
use thieves.
interesting about using clove in the gums because the gums and then under the tongue has such a sort of very within the body. It really strongly affects the whole body. I wonder if you could rid parasites from the body by using it under the tongue and like on the gum line, if that would have like sort of a throughout the body effect.
It probably would, but it's kind of spicy, so
But
Yeah.
no.
cloves are in thieves, so
Yeah, which that's a spicy one too. A lot of times when you use the thieves internal, you just put it in your little capsule.
oh, I've taken it, put it on my toothbrush and brushed my teeth with it.
Well, yeah, Young Living actually their toothpaste has the thieves
Yeah,
in it.
no, I know that. So I've taken Thieves toothpaste and I've taken 2 drops of Thieves oil, and then I brush my teeth with the whole thing because I want to put the oil on. But I haven't found it irritating. I mean, I found it quite pleasant. But I was just curious about the whole body connection there of the clove. But do you guys, maybe everybody's getting tired because it's a little bit over an hour, but do you guys have anybody here have anything that they want to say about liver? We did a lot on the liver in the hormonal thing there, Pam, and I know you guys were listening to it, but
Oh
Juva
yeah.
Spice and the Juva Flex and all of those. Do you get a chance to use any of those?
Yeah, the Juvaflex, I have that, and I'm starting to use it a lot more. My
Interesting.
favorite is like Endoflex, Thieves, Purification. I use those a lot, and the Purification I really like. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and the Endoflex. Now I put the Endoflex on my thyroid area also, and I didn't know
Yeah.
if you guys do that. I just thought
Yeah,
so.
sure. Because the Endoflex is the one that contains the myrtle oil, right?
Right.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that that's really, really powerful. Mary Lee says I use clove and Epsom salt with Epsom salt. And P.S. I realized blended 2 oils in a panel. The lady sclerescence is one. And oh, okay, I got it. That and Annette was saying that as well. So what is it called, Pam? Lady sclerio sclerio? What's the first one?
Yeah,
Ladies.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Kim's looking it up in
Oh,
the
okay.
reference.
Okay, so it's definitely you
Want you to
put
pay.
2 in 1. Thanks, you guys. Annette was saying that too. Sclerescence.
There it
Oops.
is.
Ladies Gloria.
All right, and then okay.
Got a lot of stuff in
So is that right, Lady Scleriol?
there. Yeah, Sclareol.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So what's the difference between the sclerescence and Lady Scleriol?
Let's see.
All right. Well, I actually think we might be able to get the answer from our dear Annette, who we haven't had a chance to hear from. So let me see if I can get Annette on the phone here, and we'll come back to you guys to sort of wrap everything up. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Perfect. Annette, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about Lady Sclariol and sclerescence. Tell us what you know.
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh,
Lady
you're looking it
Clarion.
up too. Okay, okay, that's all
Oh,
right.
yeah.
But so
We
Annette,
have
any
we have
comments
so
or
many.
any general comments about our discussion about hormones? Any little pearls from your experience? You've been a long time. Have you been like a 22 decades of using Young Living oils?
Well, 20 years, not
Yeah, that's
decades.
yeah, 2 decades. Yeah, that's amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
they have literally saved my life after the doctors told me they couldn't do any more for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Lady Scalariol, it has geranium, coriander, vetiver, orange clary, uh, bergamot, ylang ylang, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, Spanish sage, jasmine, Idaho blue spruce, spearmint, and hinoki. I don't know all of those oils. I'm not familiar with all of them, but it says to apply where desired. I desire for hormonal issues to apply on the inside and outside of the ankles.
Yeah, that's incredible. And Annette, I do not hear your breathing hesitation at all. Are you feeling better?
I am feeling much better, and I'm taking deeper breaths so that I don't have to pant so often.
That's amazing. I mean, this is from you've been using the Beamer now for probably like 8 weeks, right?
Yes, I'm back on level 1
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
and just staying there for a while.
You know what? Level one can be very, very powerful. It's like homeopathy. We don't have to be up in the higher numbers. I've actually maxed out at level 5. I haven't gone higher than that because higher than that doesn't feel. But we got to go back to some recordings of you from 8 weeks ago because you sound like a different person. Oh gosh. I mean, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy about that for you.
Well, I have been using the Infinity to treat pneumonia and
Good. Oh, that's good.
uh, that special pneumonia. I can't think of the name of it now.
Mycoplasma, maybe?
No, the one that is being imported by the illegal aliens so much. They have it, but they don't have the symptoms.
I don't
Um,
know which one you're talking about. Maybe some of the other ladies do.
okay, the sclerescence. Uh, let's see, usage. Inhale. Okay, yeah. It has clary sage, peppermint, Spanish sage, and fennel. And that's another one that I would apply to the inside and outside of the ankles. Uh, these all help to balance female hormones.
Oh, that's amazing. So inside the ankles, outside the ankles. Very cool.
Outside of the ankles are the ovaries. The inside of the ankles is the uterus.
Okay. Oh, say that one more time. Outside of the ankles is what?
The Vitaflex points on the feet is the outside of the ankles are the ovaries. They're farther to the outside of the body. The inside of the ankles is the uterus, which is more in the center of the body.
Okay. I bet if we looked online, all these ladies probably know that the Vitaflex points are online.
Oh yeah, they're on. Yeah, we've had the Vitaflex points charts for decades with Young Living. Yeah, we
Yeah.
use them all.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
for instance, the thyroid point is the neck of the big toes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's fantastic.
It sure does save on drops if you can just use a drop on each big toe
Yeah.
and it goes straight to the thyroid. It knows where to go.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. So listen, that is awesome information. I'm definitely gonna be working on that VitaFlex chart a lot more than I've ever done before. That's a really good entry point. It would be fun to put the VitaFlex points into a panel, wouldn't it?
Yes, and in fact, there are some points that we have found that may not be on the Vitaflex chart.
Mm-hmm.
The top, they're mostly on the bottoms of the feet. We can use any hot oil on the bottom of the feet and it won't burn us.
Mm-hmm.
That skin is different. But on the top of the foot, toward the outside is a really good place to treat shoulders. I'm thinking of a gal I was helping with her rotator cuff
Oh, that's
problem.
amazing.
And yeah, it was amazing. We used Idaho balsam fir and the one she mentioned earlier. Okay, well, I need to get my clarity oil out, I
Oh,
guess.
maybe the balsam fir?
Yeah, Uh,
That's the one that you
uh,
meant. That's the one that you.
Idaho balsam fir, yeah.
Okay, because she said balsam fir, but I'm assuming that are those both the same or they're different?
No, it's the same thing. We just used
Okay.
to, I'm used to calling it IBF, Idaho balsam fir.
Okay.
Um,
And Gertie, by the way, I'm sure you know these, but Gertie wants you to know that for lungs, she uses frankincense, myrrh, sage, clove, and ravensara.
oh yes, Ravensara I've been using a lot of lately,
Good.
and
Okay.
it's really helping bring up a lot of mucus.
Oh, good. Oh, blessings. Okay. All
It
right.
is.
So Annette, we're gonna wrap up here, but thank you so much for that information.
Okay, you bet. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So good stuff. All right. So let's just wrap up with our dear Thea and Pam here. And if you guys have any other burning comments, write them down in the comment section. Or if you want to be unmuted to explain more, then let me know. We definitely can do that. Okay. So let's get Thea and Pam back on if we can. I don't know if we can. Yeah. Okay. Do either of you or Kim anything else that you want to say at the end here? Anything you want to add that we haven't talked about?
When do we get to listen to this over?
Oh yeah, I'll upload it and upload it to YouTube and send you the link probably later on this evening.
Okay, great.
Oh, much gratitude for
Yes,
everyone's
thank you.
input. It's been so great. Thea's putting Endoflex on the toe and then on the thyroid. And so it's great. I mean, Thea's taught me a lot about the oils. So and I've played with it, but it's just, I mean, Young Living is really makes such a difference. The oils, I really resonate well with them. And so I thank everyone for all their input again.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely. Me too.
before you go, um, let's get everybody the recording. So you guys are going to get the recording of this. I'm going to send it to everybody who was here, but send the recording to a friend. Send the recording to a friend who does not have the quantum infinity yet and explain to them this is really powerful. This is a way that we combine all of our learning, and this is a way that you can build your business. And then I think in 2 weeks, so I'm going to change the timing of this. We're going to have our next class in 2 weeks. So see if you have 2 weeks to get someone to join us.
Okay.
At the last
I
week in June and see
yeah,
if you can bring a friend with you and let's see, we'll get them this special the Young Living panels and talk to them about all of that. And they can come just wanting to use the trial. So if they just want to come and they're going to get a trial link at the end, we can do that for them.
okay. That sounds great.
All right, and I think there were some final burning comments here, so let me get them before you guys go. I highly recommend Young Living users get the app from Abundance Health, a reference guide, only $4.95. So look for that one. So great to have it on my cell phone when you're out and around without the books. Okay, so there's an Abundant Health one if you want to look that up at the App Store. Annette liked it for just $4.95. Cool beans. I like it.
Oh, really good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, everybody there, have a really brilliant night. And when I get this to you, I'll shoot an email out to everybody, share it with a friend. And thanks, everyone, for your brilliance and your wonderful ideas. This was an awesome phone call. I can't wait to get together with you again. What topic do you think that you guys would like to talk about next time? If you guys have a topic, type it in. What do either of you have topics that you think would be of interest to people?
They're all interesting.
Very
Okay.
true.
All right. Well, we could think about maybe digestion or maybe musculoskeletal stuff. So we'll think about it. And if anybody has
Okay.
any ideas, then let me know. We want to definitely get people interested and some juicy topics.
Okay. Or
All right.
even people are dealing with depression.
Depression is a good one. Yeah, depression. All right. We're going to write that one down. Yeah.
That's their biggest issue because they don't know anything about the oils or quantum, so they're always taking meds, but it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, Mary Lee says, hey, none of these our get-togethers haven't been on anything that wasn't fascinating, so we could just talk about anything. and
Yep.
that'll be
Totally agree.
Yep.
all right, you guys. Really appreciate all of you. And final comment here. The Young Living Depression protocol is fantastic. So Annette will have to talk, and maybe you can send me something on the Young Living Depression protocol, and we can sort of dissect it next time and talk about neurotransmitters and combine that with the neurotransmitter panels that we have on the Quantum Infinity. Sound
Yep.
good?
Sounds good.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, much love and many blessings, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderful evening and a good couple of weeks. Okay, everyone?
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Good night.
All
Good
right,
night.
take care. Good night.
Love you all.
Thanks, Pam.
Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.